How far that,
executive
bro?
decisions
I
to come.
lost. I lost in fantasy again, dog. I'm taking too many losses, man. I'm at
Standings starting to close. I think.
I'm at 4-4. I'm
Yeah,
still at third, but
you.
I'm at 4-4.
I'm about
I'm
to say yeah.
500.
You because we got Bowling Park in first place, and then
No, solo sixes is first.
Solo Six is in first place now.
4 game
Was
winning
it
streak, yes sir.
4 game winning streak? Ooh, that boy. I can't say much. I was on bye, and even then, I ain't doing much. But I'm talking about yeah, Solo Sixes, Bowling Park, got you third. Uh, Duke's Daring Team, Justin Scary Team,
That's what I lost to.
Justin Scary Team,
Nah, dude.
Duke's Daring Team. Yeah, I'm not going. He got a he got a sleeper team. I can't say that. He got a sleeper team right there. Yeah. Then I Chase Brown and Seek and Destroy. Um, struggling at the bottom. Well, not at the bottom, second to the bottom, but it'll be all right. Fantasy season starting to close to an end.
Yeah, that's why I need my
Let's say
wins.
you about to be giving up some gear at this point. That's all. That's all it sounds like.
You saw
But
the
mhm,
Vic versus Deshaun. You caught any
yeah,
of it?
yeah. Quarter. Not gonna lie, they was playing. They was playing a real good game actually. First half, moving the ball downfield, actually getting stops, and sadly, they just came up short. I mean, that I could definitely say you could tell the intensity of that game went beyond the players, and it was really just like it is two former teammates actually getting the chance to put their own wits and mind of and knowledge of football against each other. And then of course it came down to the actual athletic ability of the players and everything. But like I said, it was real hard for a game. It did end up losing by 7, but this is gonna be a matchup. I would say going forward between Vic and Deshaun that everybody's gonna be in tune to see. I mean, first take. I know Cam Newton. Cam Newton made an appearance. And Allen Iverson, Michael Strahan actually was there. I, a lot of eyes were on that game for it just to be out two HBCUs playing at Lincoln Financial. A lot of eyes were on that game.
Yeah, Deshaun is having a good first season with Delaware State. I believe I read somewhere where he's eclipsed or surpassed their wins for the last 2 seasons combined already. So,
Yeah, because
yeah,
I believe they only had 2 wins in the past 2 seasons. So
I guess they
for
went hard.
yeah, I mean, not very low bar to pass, but I mean, hey, nonetheless, you
Six
changed
and
the
three.
program.
6-3 is a good record, whether you comparing it to the last 2 seasons or not. 6-3 is a good stance.
Yeah, I
So
mean, he's
doing a hell of a job.
he actually I believe that's good enough to for them to at least make the playoffs
Should be. They
and
well,
yeah,
they got bigger goals. They trying to win the MEAC, and
yeah.
I think it's there. It's the opportunity is there. But like I was watching the game, but the same thing when we went to that first game with Norfolk State, the same thing has been haunting them every game each week. The penalties is killing them, man. I don't know what is it going to take to get those eliminated, but they had 11 penalties for 97 yards. It's like they average double digit penalties. That's the bare minimum. So they got to get that under control because especially when games are this close, 7 points. Yeah, those penalties cost you. But I saw the quarterback for Delaware State, and he looked like a serious dual threat.
Yeah.
Then I look back into his statistics so far this season, and he's perfectly fits that criteria. So they got a good thing going over there. I still like Norfolk State's quarterback. I feel like he
Out of
should have started
Coons.
from the top of the season, but maybe if he would have started from the top of the season, those first 2 games could have went different. We could be looking at a different record, a little different situation with him inside the MEAC, but he still balled out. He had 3 tutties, 1 turnover, and that was the only turnover of the game, so that ended up costing him as well. So penalties and turnovers, it'll beat you every time.
And nonetheless, you can't have turnovers. I mean, like I said, they did move efficiently down up and down the field, running the ball, passing the ball. I mean, ultimately they did lean on Otto Kuhn's arm a lot more. He did bounce out of the pocket a few times when when the defensive line kind of broke through, making some plays with his legs. But like you said, him if he would have played those first 2 games, who can you even what can you even say to say that? though the
Yep.
outcome might have been differently, or just to say that by now the chemistry wouldn't have been built that they could have already started a run. So it all tells in due time. But
Man,
you
did you know they averaging 37 points a game? No,
don't do that.
no. Delaware State.
Delaware. Oh no, they put some points up on the board. But hey,
Man, I didn't know that.
you gotta get. I mean, with the QB that they have, as long as he can get the ball
You
to his
look good,
playmakers, and he
man.
can.
You look very
He,
talented. I
I
don't
don't
see
even
him
know if
twice
he
this
has
season.
seen. Unless I say, yeah, I would.
Caden
That's
Bennett.
Hayden Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta put a face to the name at some point. You gotta put him on watch. Might hear about him a lot more going forward.
Eight
But
passing touchdowns, nine rushing touchdowns through their first 9 games.
was
So
that
it's not
seven?
no crazy stats, but 17 touchdowns ain't nothing you could just,
He ain't no
put
stranger to
down.
that. He ain't no stranger to that painted
You
area. You
find
gotta
that
love
end
it.
zone. You find that
Yeah,
end zone.
you
And
gotta love that.
you got your team 6-3, which is most important.
Mhm. Uh,
They took the lead
Speaking
when
of,
energy took the lead in the second quarter.
oh
I
yeah,
thought it
they.
was gonna be some hope. Nope. Never let again. Never let
Hey,
again.
I mean, although they are starting to play towards the end of their season, I think this is a lot of hope going into next season. And this is just the groundwork for NSU and the Michael Vick regime. Uh, I think next season will be a lot better once everything is truly established and that hype kind of dies down. Because right now it's just everybody's just too focused in on them when it's. I mean, program wasn't nothing to start with, and now he has to truly build that on his own. But
Ground up.
to get in these comments, I mean, hey man, we
What we
getting
got now?
targeted right now. We getting targeted right now. From, I mean, I get it. Like, well, I'll let you touch on him because,
Who?
well, I said touch on the. I can't even remember his username, but I know he did mention. He said that we was crazy for saying that Dre Greenlaw and Fred Warner were a
Oh, the
scarier
linebacker.
duo.
The
Yeah, the
linebacker.
linebacker duo.
Let me make this clear to all the subscribers who love and appreciate you listening, commenting, interacting. I love all that. This stuff is brought to our attention. IT loves going into the comment section and pulling things out that comes to our attention, and then you put me in a situation where I got to address it. So
Mm.
I'm going to say you were right to said viewer, because you're going off of what the word literally said, and it said scariest duo. So if you break it down to the specifics and the adjective that was used, the scariest duo is not dictated upon whether you're still playing or not. So in that part, you were correct. I understand. But what we were doing, and I hope you watched the whole episode for you can see, we were not holding literal to the scariest adjective. We were really comparing careers. Therefore, that's why I brought up the fact that if we're comparing a career that is done against a career that is still active and compiling more stats, more achievements, more accolades, then therefore that would screw the judgment a little bit because I'm still active. Therefore, that's why I made that a point. So when you see the shorts, you might get one thing. That's why I hope, and I'm pretty sure you saw the rest of the clip and the rest of that topic, and hopefully it gave you a better view of things. If it didn't, that's what I'm here for today. And like I said, we definitely appreciate the interaction. Please keep it going. It keeps us on our P's and Q's. And I promise to say something else again that will piss you off. So thank you for the viewing and the comments. I'm joking. Just we appreciate it. We appreciate it.
All right, and then in the end, I mean, they trying to get on us. I mean, granted, we weren't even talking about or truly comparing the two, but
Oh,
let it,
we're addressing two
but
situations.
but more so their situations. I don't know why they calling us clowns because we try they saying that we said that Jackson Dart and Dylan Gabriel are on the same.
You want to clear
I
that one, or
I
you
mean
pass
no,
it back?
I'll clear it. I'll clear it.
I don't want to be the bad guy.
No, you ain't got to
I
be the
ain't got a
bad guy
problem with
alone.
it. I ain't got a problem with
Er-
it.
Everybody got to be a villain in somebody's story, and today I'll be that one. Jackson Dart ain't that far from Dylan Gabriel, but he is better than Dylan Gabriel. the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants situation is very much the same with the lack of offensive talent, especially now with the Giants not having Malik Neighbors. The lack of offensive talent in New York is very evident, and the defensive side of the ball shows much like the Cleveland Browns, even though the Cleveland Browns secondary and Miles Garrett is their main thing. And the Giants only have a D line to focus on, and that's their best thing.
And that's what we
So
were saying. We were comparing the situations that the two quarterbacks were in. Maybe you misconcede or didn't get that, and you thought we were actually literally comparing the two players. But even to touch on what Amari hit, these both are rookies that have not played a full season. There's limited film out there. There's limited everything. So for people to just say he's light years ahead of him, I'm not there yet. I feel like they both have so much left to prove, and we not, there's not decided. Uh, we've not decided on who's how much better than the other. Right now, Jackson Dart looks better than Dylan Gabriel. I will agree, but the way y'all were putting it, come on now, they ain't
yeah,
hit 5 games yet.
to say he's light years ahead of him
Yeah, come on now.
is insane. But
We
he
were
is
comparing
better
the
than him
situation.
so far this season. He is in a slightly better situation. I will give him that.
We were comparing the situations. That's it.
I would still rather be neither way.
Welcome to Point Blank Period, Point Blank Period,
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Point Blank Period. No pressure.
Can't have a baseball conversation without bringing up Otani.
He's a great pitcher and a power hitter. Yo, this man's top 5.
I'm still taking today's NFL.
I'm going with the 90s.
None of them are better than Brady.
This is your argument?
No, what I'm saying is, who's MVP? Do they not matter no more?
Like, everything you said before that point is irrelevant.
Not how the NFL works, baby. We drafted your replacement already. So
Whoa. I don't gotta talk to no peons. Why not just come back and prove?
This time he really going off. Fireworks.
Because we can't argue facts. What I told you when you got involved with this.
This is
Grown man
really-
business. Grown man business.
Welcome to Point Blank Period Podcast, the best sports podcast, Point Blank Period. Today is episode 29, election night. Right now, I'm joined by the gentleman from Cincinnati and the gentleman from Pittsburgh. It's on you, Cincinnati.
Fellas and gentlemen and gentle ladies. Vote. Election day.
good evening, everybody. Election day. Make sure y'all get y'all votes in.
So, with the first question, who is your nominee for the Player of the Week? It's which for you, Mr. KD. Who is your nominee for the Player of the Week?
Like always, we have multiple stellar performances when you have so many games played. But I'm gonna stand on one name, and then I'm gonna hand it to you, Amari. Then I can touch on my other names that see if we on the same page or not. But I got Brock Bowers.
Okay.
With his
so
welcome
on my
back,
sheet.
with his welcome back party, he came back and put a huge imprint on the Raiders offense and the NFL. To put a statement out there in case you forgot. 12 receptions, 127 yards with 3 touchdowns. Looked unstoppable as we've seen him look last year. I really needed it personally as far as fantasy in one of my other leagues. I needed Brock Bowers to have this type of performance. He put up 40 points fantasy-wise. So, yeah,
44.
big week for Brock Bowers. And I think he probably is the hands-down unanimous player of the week this week. But what you got, Amari?
I did have Brock Bowers, but just to stay on the side of tight ends, you're not gonna like this one so much.
No, he didn't do that well. He just was playing a horrible defense.
I mean, you got a point with that one, but Colston Loveland, 6 catches, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, one being the game-sealing touchdown. He actually, I would call this more of a breakout game for him. He played very well, but I would say most of his stats are relatively inflated because 58, I believe, of those yards came on the last catch of the game. But as Mr. Katie said, he just mostly came from him playing a poor defense.
Worst defense in the league.
So yeah, Coastal Loveland and Brock Bowers were the 2 players of the week that I had. Who else you have?
Drake London, ATL. 9 receptions, 118 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'm just not understanding how 3 touchdowns is looking so easy this season. Like that's we've been saying that multiple weeks,
Oh,
and
I feel like that's
yeah,
even worse because his 3 touchdowns came in a loss.
wow. I don't even dive into the team. We just focus on the players.
I
Uh,
mean, I'm just like
hey,
that kind of
well,
like
T
he's
Higgins on my list. His performance came in a loss. Just
no
seven receptions.
that one catch up the sideline was just straight snatched it.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah. It was
that was
giving
that
me
was nasty. That was
it was
nasty.
giving me Super Bowl flashbacks what he did on Ramsey in the second half.
Y- Yeah,
But
that was
yeah, T Higgins had 7 receptions, 120 yards, 21 yards, 2 touchdowns. If we get back to the quarterbacks like we usually do with this award, Caleb Williams, of course, playing the worst defense in the league. He put up 280 with 4 touchdowns. And even in the loss, Joe Flacco with a career high 470 yards,
4 tutties.
4 touchdowns, and a loss.
Actually, I got a question for. I know this. I don't agree with it, me personally. And then I'm gonna give your man his credit when it's due. But I had somebody come up to me and ask, with Joe Flacco's performance and Zach Taylor's offense, does this mean that Joe Burrow's overrated and that they can virtually put anybody in that system and make it work?
No, that just means Flacco still got the talent to be a starter. And also, you throw it to the best receiver in the league, man. Like, uh, you can't diminish the quarterback because of the talent that's available to him. We know where Joe Burrow stands. We know where he stands, and now we know where Jamar Chase stands. We know where T Higgins stands. Like we got known names as offensive weapons. Joe Flacco is still a talented quarterback. He was deemed a starting quarterback on a roster at the beginning of the season. Let's not forget that. So Joe Flacco is just keeping it quite simple, using your
It's,
weapons, giving them the opportunities.
that I mean, as much as him being named a starter does, that I mean, that is very much a meaningful quality and a meaningful thing to even to say the least. He was named the starter of the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, NFL franchise. Hey, NFL franchise, man.
I feel like
Only
this is where we
32.
all. I feel like
It's
this is
only
where we
32 of
always
them out
spark
there.
that debate. We always spark that debate of the best college football team and the worst NFL team. But then again, I can't imagine a college offensive lineman blocking Miles Garrett. So I mean, it doesn't really matter. Uh,
Only
I can't see
32 of
that.
those jobs in the world. If you can get one, that means something.
Oh, you're right. You're right about that.
All right. So let's get to the next topic. This is our 4-week breakdown. We're gonna start with the Ravens flop down on Miami. Patrick versus Josh shot the 10 with the Bills for the win, of course. And from the opening play touchdown return in Cincinnati to the game-ending bomb by the Bears, Cincinnati goes down. So I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari.
Well, as we all expected, with Lamar coming back, and then you keep setting me up to do this, but Lamar coming back as expected, and then on Thursday night you're playing the Miami Dolphins. Uh, he went out there and put up a showcase. I can say in the past 3 meetings of Lamar playing the Miami Dolphins, he has lit them up each and every single time. I believe this is the only time he did not post a perfect passer rating against them, but even still, it was still a good one. A good one to say the least.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, but
I don't care about no rating. 4 touchdowns.
yeah, I mean, yeah. He never shies away from the stats, but I believe, like I said, this is the first time he didn't put up a perfect passer rating on them. But even then, like I said, still doesn't matter. Um, to Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes, um, these two AFC powerhouse QBs who are destined to have their careers intertwined until the end of days. I'm gonna I'm gonna take it from Nick Wright himself. Josh Allen beats Patrick Mahomes through and through when it matters the least.
He's good at
It doesn't matter when you beat him in the regular season. You gotta beat him when it matters in the playoffs. So him now hoisting a 5-1 record over Mahomes in the regular season, as Mahomes hoists a 4-1 record over him in the postseason, it means nothing to if I'm Mahomes, it means nothing to me, Josh. You gotta beat me to get to your ring that you so desperately want, and as of right now, that's not happening just yet. So great, great meeting. I love to watch the games. They show out, they're stellar. You can see both QBs honestly go up level to level in game to try to match each other and top each other's defenses. But regular season, Josh Allen comes out on top. But regardless, at the end of the day, you got to meet Mahomes in the postseason, and that's when it really shows. Katie, you got anything to say on that? And I'm gonna let you talk on your game first.
Why the hell would you? I mean, why would you do that?
I
I ain't got
mean,
nothing to say.
I feel like this is the time where you gotta have this.
Uh,
Like you don't
well,
heard me the past 2 weeks go off on mine. You gotta, and I'm gonna still go off on them. I mean, they did good, but
you ever hear when somebody be like, I'm just tired. I'm too tired to talk. I can't say nothing about this team no more. I'm tired. Like the defense is just atrocious, and the
taking a stance like
offense.
Jamar.
Yeah, I'm gonna do like Jamar did. Just keep my comments to myself, and hopefully it just gets better. I should pull a Chase Brown, tell him finish the fucking game. Hey, everybody had a problem with what he said. I didn't. I love accountability. Like I don't care if it's this side of the ball or that side of the ball. At a certain point, you have to say something. Now, of course, maybe publicly is not the right way, but frustration gets to you sometimes. When you put up 42, well, no, even for that, you put up 38, and then you put up 42, and you lose both of those games. As an offense, I think you have more than enough right to address the elephant in the room.
Hey, Mr. KD, do you think it would have been more impactful if Chase would have said it instead of Chase Brown?
No, no, Jamar couldn't say it, and Jamar did the right thing uh, because he's a captain, and you have to carry that C with a certain level of dignity and integrity. Uh, I think Chase was the perfect person to say it. To be honest with you, Chase Brown, that is, he was the perfect person to say it because he's not too high up on the ladder where it can totally collapse around him, or he's not too low on the ladder where you're like, who the heck is he to call me out? He's the perfect level of importance uh, to shoot that shot. I had no problem with it. I'm glad Jamar didn't do it though, because it would have been overblown and we'd have to deal with that all week long. So, but somebody had to do it. This defense is putrid. What else you want me to talk about, man? Let's talk about better things. You spoke on Lamar with the 4 touchdowns. Tua, you had a good performance last week, Tua. I'm not even gonna bring up your stats this week. Pat Mahomes, he was held to no touchdowns, man. The first time I've seen that this year, I want to say it might have been week 2. I don't know. I think this is the first time he hasn't thrown at least one. But then Josh was able to put 2 rushing and 1 passing. So, like you said, I don't weigh that game too heavy because I expected the Bills to.
All right. So for the next topic for our 4-week breakdown, we're gonna just start right here. Pittsburgh still #1 in the AFC North. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
I mean, as much as I love that we are still #1 in the AFC North, I mean, even more so that our offense is starting to pick up pace. The defense flashes one week to another, and I'm not liking the inconsistency. You're so reliant on these turnovers, but you're allowing so many yards. The $170 million defense allows the third most yards in the league. This is not playing complementary football will win you games, but actually having good defense will win you a lot more. So, uh, to say the least, I'm happy that we're #1 in the AFC North. I'm not happy that our defense is real turnover reliant, but they are trying to steer the right way. This past week versus the Colts, I called it. You're leaving Bernard Ryman on the island against Alex Highsmith and Mike McGlinchey on the island against TJ Watt is not evident to work, which led to a lot of strip sack fumbles and Daniel Jones trying to get plays out. I could say this was a Peyton Wilson breakout game, having 2 pass deflections, 14 tackles. Uh, he really showed that why he was a steal of the draft last year.
I ain't got much positive to say about the Steelers, like normal procedures. They did have a great game as far as turning over Daniel Jones in his MVP case. They put a little halt in that. Further steps behind his competition. 3 turnovers in one game is going to alarm anybody. But the Colts got away from the running game, and I think that was partially because of the Steelers. They were able to limit Jonathan Taylor to, I think, 3.2 a carry or something like that. It was lower than what we've come to expect from him this year. And, so shout out to their defense. Aaron Rodgers and the offense didn't do nothing spectacular, but they did enough. Steelers, number 1 in the division. I'll give them that.
Mr. Amari, let me ask you this question. Do you think it's time for Jalen Ramsey? Do you think it's time for Jalen Ramsey to move down to the box and play safety, or basically abandon being a cornerback?
Retire?
Not retire, just go to safety.
I'm joking. I'm
I say retire is a bit far fetched, but I don't think he should
That's next year, Mr. KD.
Even then, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I don't think he should overall abandon playing corner. But I think this is the time for him to just kind of start to welcome that transition. I mean, he did ultimately say like his favorite DB was Charles Woodson. If he wanted his career to replicate anybody's, it would be Charles Woodson. Maybe it's time for you to follow in those footsteps. In his latter years,
y'all do put him at box safety. Y'all do move him at safety.
Yeah, we move him in safety and we rotate him. But I mean, to full-fledged step into that safety role, I mean, it would definitely open up a spot for Brandon Echols to potentially start outside corner. So that's another thing because Brandon Echols has been playing at a high level this year as well. But with Jalen Ramsey up top,
the 4th guy. Don't disrespect Jalen Ramsey, man. He got 2 more years of playing corner.
I'm not saying that he can't play corner. I'm just saying that I feel like he would raise himself up in those ranks again, moving back a little bit because you caught it, and this is a testament to your guy in Cincinnati.
Oh, that's why I want him to stay corner.
You called out number 1 and then got abused.
That's why I want him to stay corner.
And you said it yourself. Once you have that matchup and you see maybe it's not yours, you pass that off to, well, I mean, he said Slay, but I don't even want to put Darius Slay in those positions. I don't even want to put him in those positions. I mean, I guess you can give it to Joey. Joey done had it a few times, and I mean, he done had his fight. I mean, personally, I would say Jamar won those too, but
Joey usually stick with T.
Yeah, I would say Joey sticks with T because I mean they're both long, lengthy guys. Yeah. But it's sad to say that's not your fight no more, Jalen.
No, please stay for 2 more years. I need.
He gonna stay for 2 more years. He gonna move back, and he gonna try to be his best version of himself, or a Charles Woodson light.
My boys start licking their fingers when they see Jalen Ramsey on the field.
Hey, that's what I'm about to ask you, Mr. KD. Is this purely selfish that you want him to stay at the corner for?
Well, you know what? You ain't got to keep him there. Just do it for 2 games a year. That's all I ask. Let him be corner 2 games a year.
He probably get in the rotation, but not necessarily gonna be there. Like as of right now, with the lack of depth that we do have in the safety room, I can see Jalen Ramsey playing safety for a few more games, or at least until the returns of Deshaun Elliott, Jabril. I mean, of course, with I'll speak on his introduction later, but new safety that Pittsburgh acquired. It's he's gonna have to step up being the best DB in the room as of right now. So he's gonna have to step up in the back half.
So, all right, let's get to the last part of our 4-week breakdown. Carolina get the Packers. Many with the win against the Lions. Bo Nix goes the whole first quarter without one passing yard. But the Broncos do slide past Houston. Cam Little breaks the record for the field goal record against with the Jaguars for the longest field goal. I believe it was 69 yards. And also Monday night results with the Cowboys losing is on you, Mr. Amari.
Cowboys.
Can I start by saying this is the second time Cam Little has done this year. 70-yarder in the preseason, which being that it's preseason, it didn't count, and now a 68-yarder or 69-yarder in the regular season. That is the Jacksonville Jaguars team MVP. He's the Jacksonville Jaguars team MVP. That's all I got to say about that. Minnesota kept somebody in Jared Goff's face, and that kind of, I would say, that kind of kept him rattled and kept that Detroit offense from really going. Jahmyr Gibbs had one of the worst games so far this season, and I would say one of the worst games he's had so far since he's been in the league. I believe only being limited to 37 yards that game. So the rushing attack was just not there on either end from Jahmyr Gibbs or David Montgomery. Although this game was still inevitably close, it was way more physical than I would say most expected. This game reminded me a lot more of an AFC North matchup, and I just think it's a North thing at this point, where all the physicality is there. Because not to take a shot at IT in the AFC East, but the AFC East does not, in their matchups, their rivalries, they do not have this level of intensity. And I think no other divisions have this level of intensity, especially when they play each other, besides the AFC and the NFC North.
It's a little cupcake-ish, if you ask me.
Yeah, so it's you could definitely say it was there through and through, and in those matchups, the Cowboys is a 3-5-1. You lost to the Cardinals that were coming off of a 5-game losing streak. I don't really know what else to really say about that besides the fact that y'all a piss poor team. But hey,
help is on the way. We'll get into that later. Help is on the way.
Yes, I guess. But say you're wasting away Dak's great season as.
Dak done had 2 games back to back where we looking like,
I mean, that defense has not had a game this season where you can say they made Russell Wilson, and was that week 2 or 3 look like it was 2016 again.
Help is on the way.
I guess. I mean, I feel like we need to move on. KD want to announce the help.
Help is on the way. Oh, before we move on to Seahawks, they looking like, I got to shout them out. Seahawks looking like a real contender because he talked about the Monday night. Seahawks looking like a real contender, man. With that defense, and then the way Sam Darnold's been playing consistently, Jackson Smith and Jigba, help is on the way there too. Jackson Smith and Jigba, top 5 what? Nah, I can't put him top 5.
Is he not top 5 this season?
Who, Sam?
No.
We're talking about JSN.
Yes.
Yeah, he lead the league in receivers. Yeah, he has to be at least 5. At least
is he entering the top 5?
You're talking about this season or as far as
obviously you just answered that question. Top 5 this season, yes. Now I'm asking, is he entering the top 5?
No.
Top 10?
Yeah, top 10. Yeah.
Okay.
At that top 5, it's hard to get in there, man.
No, I feel like
it's hard to get in there.
Some guys got to start to move out.
Yeah,
the apartments got to open at some point.
Eventually. Hey, my boy got the top floor, so we good. Justin Jefferson got a floor. I'm right. He
All
bought
right,
him some property. So
all
watch
right,
you
Mr.
guys do that.
KD. It's election night, so you just been elected and basically the president of the NFL. So with the GM in Miami being fired and the coach may be next, they say they're gonna give him a full year. Who do you nominate as the president of the NFL? Who do you nominate to be the next coach or GM fired? It's on you, Mr. KD.
First off, I don't like the way this is worded. I don't nominate nobody to get fired or terminated or whatever you look at it as. I just say who is deserving of getting fired. You know, I don't want to nominate you, but I will justify the narrative behind you getting fired. So
Hey, Mr. KD, these people work hard for their job. When
that's
I
what I'm
mean
saying.
they work hard to get fired, they put a lot of effort in it.
Right. It's countless hours. I understand what goes into the job. And for you to put that many hours in, that's why I don't want to nominate you. But I will justify it. If we're not talking Mike McDaniel, or nothing going on in Miami,
You can
I
if you
have
want to. If anybody you want.
no. We're gonna count that already done. Like I said, he was a dead man walking 2 weeks ago. We're gonna count that already done. Chris Greer going, that just lets us know there will be dominoes. Because if you want to, let's be specific and be realistic. When you get a new GM in there, the first thing the new GM wants is to hire his guy. Being that you were there already, 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna make that transition with the new GM.
When you go, next man goes after that.
Yeah, we go. Chris is not the only one losing the job before next season. I will be clear on that. Chris
Two of
will.
them
He
in
will have
Miami losing
company.
their job.
He will.
Oh, hold on real quick about that, Mr. KD. Lee, let me ask you a question about that. Do you think he should have been the only one fired when he got fired, or it should have just cleared house right then and there? Should it just been him? Or in particular, do he even deserve to be fired? Was it his fault this team looked this way? I'm just curious.
My thing is, you don't fire him. I never understood firing GMs in the season. I never understood that. I kind of understood coaches because you want a new voice in direct with the players. But firing a GM this season, I never really understood because his work is done really. Like, we could do trades and little, waiver wire pickups and stuff like that. But your real work is done in the off season. So therefore, your job, the heaviest part of your job is done. So I never really understood that. But maybe they just had to make a statement, like somebody had to go. And maybe they do have an affinity to Mike McDaniel, and behind the scenes, they see how much he puts into it, and they don't just want to let that walk out the door. But I don't think Chris Greer should have got fired mid-season without you firing the whole staff. So, and that's how far-fetched that'll be. But yeah. Oh, back to my point I was making.
Yes.
Yeah, if it's after Mike McDaniel, the dead man walking, with my total transparency, it has to be Zach Taylor. Has to be Zach Taylor.
We can go coordinators.
I can't call out a coordinator.
Terrell Austin.
Hey, dang, man.
I don't care what the defense did. I'm still coming for your job. Get out of here. But if we had to go head coach, it ain't no pleasing me when you got a $170 million defense. And
my thing is, I fired the head coach because I feel like once you fire the head coach, everybody go. So I don't want to just say fire the D coordinator. Fire Zach and work your way down. Like, just knock on everybody's door.
Oh, so you clearing house in Cincinnati?
We gotta do something.
Whole new regime?
To be this historically bad on defense, and on the vice versa, be this historically good on offense through 2 seasons, something got to change. I'm with Miami. Start at the top. We don't have a GM, but Duke Tobin is our GM de facto. Start there, and just chop them down. Just
so now I got a
group
reverse
text.
or inverse to the question. Yeah.
You hear me, Mark? Group text. Send it to all of them.
He said mass message. All of y'all can pack up and go
text.
Home. But I got an inverse to that question though. Who if you in your situation in Cincinnati or in Miami, whichever position you want to take, who would you hire as your head coach?
For Cincinnati?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. Yeah, I don't have no. Like I said, I'm not too far in on to get Zach Taylor out of here. I've just turned the page on that recently. That last game, the way we lost, and it might be I'm overreacting. I don't feel it's overreaction, but the way we lost that last game, I it's about everybody in it from the top down. So maybe I'll get over that. But I don't know who would be a better uh, fit for that job that will be available realistically. I don't know.
All right.
But
And on the
I would
other
love to
side,
have Mike McDaniel. I would like to have Mike McDaniel as my offensive coordinator. I would love that.
yeah, and on the other side of the coin, who do you nominate for Coach of the Year thus far? It's on you, Mr. KD.
Easy. Mike McDonald. Mike Vrabel. Got the wrong Mike. Mike McDonald's a good candidate too. Mike Vrabel with the New England Patriots got him leading the weakest division in the NFL in the AFC East. The Bills were the favorites. Patriots, nobody really had any expectations for, and they look like a firm first place team in that division right now. Mike Vrabel is my hands down Coach of the Year so far.
I do have Mike
Amari,
Vrabel, but I have Shane Steichen.
that was my second guy.
I have Shane Steichen. Just one, being able to revive Daniel Jones' career, and then look at the great start that the Colts are actually jumping out to offensively and defensively so far this season. They've only had, truthfully, one blip on their record, which I can say is this game against Pittsburgh last week. And I think they're off to a good start. And I mean, we'll talk about the other things that he's helped with later on, but I think Shane Steichen, and I do think Mike Vrabel will more likely be the favorite, being that he is leading his division. I mean, Shane Steichen is as well, but I think Mike Vrabel, and just the start that he's got with a second year QB, and like you said, with no true expectations walking into the season for them to even win this division, and then I mean, as of right now, looks like they're going to run away with it. I think Mike Vrabel definitely has that nod.
In his first year.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna get to the next question, and it's gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. As the All-American, let's talk about the American pastime, baseball. I just want you to give a quick synopsis or breakdown of the MVP and how Kershaw, this is his last ride. He went out with a championship, third ring. So it's on you, Mr. Amari, about the Dodgers winning.
The only thing I got to say about this whole topic is that I'm gonna actually put some respect to the MVP's name, and his name is Yoshinobu Yamamoto. Other than that, I'm gonna leave it to Mr. KD to talk about the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And
I love when I'm right, man. I told y'all the Dodgers was gonna win. I love when I'm right. And then I also shouted out Yamamoto after game 2. Was that game 2 or game 3, I believe, where I stated that they probably have the 3 best pitchers in this series, and that has been evident throughout these games. Yamamoto, Shohei, and Blake Snell. But I'm gonna start with the best player in the world. We're gonna give credit where credit is due. The amount or the volume that was demanded of him in this series, and for him to live up to it, meet those expectations, and not really, shit the bed, for lack of better words, in any performance. Now, that game 7 started a little tricky. He wasn't placing his pitches as comfortably as he would like to. I think the manager made a great decision by protecting him and pulling him in that 3rd inning, because I think the fatigue was showing. And you have to being that this man plays both sides of the ball so at such a high level, sometimes you got to choose where we need you at. And he didn't want to compromise the pitching when we need you on the offensive side as well. So I think he protected him by pulling him early and then letting him still be effective offensively. Yamamoto was well deserving of this MVP. Maybe not a familiar name to most, should be if you're an avid watcher. But he broke history in game 2, then played in game 6 where they needed it, go home or, win or go home. And then after starting game 6, came back in game 7 and closed the game out to end with a 3-0 record throughout the series. Out of 7 games, a pitcher has a 3-0 record. That's an MVP. I think he allowed 2 runs, 15 strikeouts in about 17 to 18 innings. The man is purely an MVP. We know that usually goes to a pitcher when they perform like this. So we shout out to the Dodgers. They back-to-back champs. Well
And
deserved.
that's why I'm about to ask you, Mr. KD. With LA with the win again, what does this mean exactly? Is this the start of a dynasty? What do you think by them winning back to back?
Building a dynasty. Yeah, they're definitely building a dynasty. That's what's been stated with these back-to-back championship victories. Also, it's stated they have the best player in the world. When you have that luxury, you are consistently a contender for the most part, and they've been living up to it, surrounding him with talent. And that bullpen, if they can keep it intact, they'll continue to be right in those top three or the final 3 to 4 teams each postseason. So definitely the start of a dynasty. Some people might say they're already a dynasty the way they won these past 2 series. And, of course, having, I can't overstate, the best player in the world. And possibly within a short time might be the best player ever. Through 8 years, let me shout out Ohtani. Through 8 years, he has 3 MVPs, 5-time All-Star. He won Rookie of the Year and a two World Series championships like we've mentioned. If he doesn't step backwards, if we can still keep this level of pitching up, through 8 years, he's a 3-time MVP, Rookie of the Year, 5-time All-Star, and the 2 World Series wins that we've talked about. But he's entering. If we can get 3 or 4 more seasons of this level of hitting, this level of pitching, he's entering into that conversation of the greatest of all time. And the talent that he brings to the game already opens that conversation. But the accolades and the awards and accomplishments that he continues to stack, that just gives the validation for where he stands as a talent to the MLB. So he's headed on track to be the GOAT.
All right, so we're gonna transition to basketball, and I'm gonna start with you, Mr. KD. Who do you nominate for your Player of the Week on the one representing the East and one representing the West? It's on you, Mr. KD.
All right. Well, before I name my guy, which I won't say these guys wrong, I will state up who was named the NBA Players of the Week, Eastern and Western. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander held it down for the West. Tyrese Maxey held it down for the East. Shai I would disagree with because I'd go with my guy, Nikola Jokic, which has been averaging 25, 13, and 11. Just another triple-double. That's just what he does. At this point, he doesn't get praised for it because it makes it look so easy. But Tyrese Maxey for sure, with averaging 33 points, 5 rebounds, 10 assists. He's been phenomenal through 3-4 games he's had over the week. You got anybody, Amar? Who you shouting out? Your boy Wemby had a bad game.
It's actually crazy because I actually shouted out your guy.
Hey.
I did bring. Sorry, I already knew it was coming, but I did as you did. Also, I gave the respects to the players that did win Player of the Week, SGA and Tyrese Maxey. I do think Tyrese Maxey, no doubt, is well deserving of his. I honestly can't really think. I mean, maybe Giannis, but even still, Tyrese Maxey, 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 10 assists per game. Kind of something that you can't really sleep past. But as you said, Jokic is 25, 13, and 11 is you averaging triple-double for a whole week. It's dominance as you expect.
Whole season. Sorry.
I mean, at some point, I'm being that it has been proven that he can do it a whole season. I mean, everybody expects it a whole season. So it just kind of, like you said, once you do it so many times, it kind of diminishes the fact of how great it is. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like you said, like you be saying, best in the world.
But Giannis,
I would nod my head to that.
Giannis did put up 32, 11, and 7 through his 3 games in that week. So yeah. Like
I said, Giannis would be the close second for. I feel like he could still win, but he would have still been a great nominee for Player of the Week. But I just can't put him over Tyrese this week.
No, we got to give Tyrese his praise, and Tyrese is really what he's doing is crazy because we're watching the changing of the guards, and we're not even recognizing it like we should. Like, he's definitely the best player in Philly right now, but nobody wants to come out and say it because we still have hope for who Joel Embiid was at one point. But, yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna get to the next topic. I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Amari. If you was elected to be the next coach of the Grizzlies, what would you do about your Ja problem? It's on you, Mr. Amari.
I mean, with the thoughts that you're literally not going out there and playing with enthusiasm, like you don't want to be here. I would ultimately try to trade him for as big a haul as I could get, but I mean, you would want to hope that you can motivate him to want to play, but at this point, it doesn't seem like he doesn't want to be in Memphis. So you can ship him somewhere. Hopefully, you can get a good enough haul that you would think would
Amari,
be worth what his value would
Amari,
be. But I mean, it only diminishes with all the suspensions that he has had.
Amari.
What's up?
Ain't no hole. Ain't no
In the
hole.
hall?
Mm-mm.
Do you
I'm not
not? Do you
saying
not?
you crazy.
You not seeing
You're
Ja
not.
in that same superstar level or light that you seen him a few years ago?
I can't see a team giving up a haul for him right now because of so many variables and the uncontrollables that you would be buying into. You can't give up a haul. Now you can give up a pick, maybe a player, but when you say haul, maybe I just need specifics. When you say haul, what we talking?
I mean, I'm thinking like you could probably get like a player like a player in the pick. I'm not thinking like you getting like 3 or 4 picks for him.
No, see, that's what I think when you say haul. I think we treating him for a haul. I'm looking like the Kawhi Leonard or the Luca, the haul. Like
Nah, yeah.
I'm getting equal value, if not
Nah,
more.
I think you could definitely get some kind of replacement and a pick. I don't necessarily
Is
know
he?
where it's gonna come from.
Does he warrant a first round pick right now? This is a real
With
question.
I
I'm
mean,
not
with
swaying
everything
you.
going on right now, no, because his value, I would say his value is low. With the suspensions from last year going into this year, and then you get suspended again for conduct detrimental to the team, to then come out against your own team to say that you're literally not going out there to play with enthusiasm. If I was any GM, I wouldn't necessarily. I'm not putting my best foot forward to instantly be like, yeah, I'll give you my first round pick to just so I can make this trade go through so
Street
effortlessly.
talk,
No.
street talk. That's bad product, man. That's bad product. You can't you lessening your value with every move you make. And like Fat Joe say that yesterday's price is not today's price is actually working against job because your price is going down. Um, Not to mention he's
The poor
averaging
performances that he had.
20 points, 4 rebounds, and 7 assists while shooting his lowest field goal percentage of his career and shooting his lowest 3-point percentage of his career so far this season. So the talent is always there. We know what John Morant is and who he is as a talent. It's the other things that we have to prepare for, or really you can't prepare for. You just have to deal with. If he does move, he has to go somewhere where he's not the guy. Let me think. Can I think
So
of a team off the
I was
top?
thinking about the team that we was just talking about. I mean, granted, it'll be 2 ball dominant guards, but I mean,
Hold up, which team you talking about? Hold up, because I just thought of something. Which team you talking about?
I was I was thinking actually Philly, but like I said, that's 2 ball dominant
You can't
guards.
stand it. You can't stand in the young dude's way because he about to
Yeah,
come
that's
up
what
too.
I'm about to say. You got him. I mean, even more so, you got what's his
I
VJ
was thinking
Edgecomb.
Milwaukee. I was
I
thinking
was thinking
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, but it's I mean, it's at that point. I feel like you. I mean, of course, with the Dame thing, everything with Dame Lillard's situation kind of fell through ultimately. I mean, it wasn't a failure, but it
That was
didn't
a
turn out
failure.
how you wanted it. I mean, I guess anytime you don't win the championship, you can say it's a failure, but because there's only one winner in the season. But I don't. I just
If you're a
think with
the last
with
2 years,
Giannis,
Lamar, you
you don't.
failed.
I feel like you still don't have. He's not a 3 point threat, in my opinion.
Oh, which one? Ja?
Ja's not a three
Right.
point threat. So you have
Right.
two slashers on the same team. Because Giannis is
I
cutting,
think it'll
and
work.
Ja is also cutting. Both of y'all attacking the rim. I mean, that's
I think
cool.
it has the potential to work because if you just think about a pick and roll with Ja, like you said, neither one is a standout shooter. But if you just think about the athleticism in a
That you
pick and
truly are
roll
facing.
situation, like
Yeah,
with
you're gonna
Ja
get dunked
Morant and
on either
Giannis,
way.
yeah, well, we're going downhill either way you want to look at it. So I think it'll work, and I think it'll really work because it's a pecking order. He won't be the head guy. One, I don't want him to be in a big market. I think a big market is gonna. It might. I don't want to say it's gonna because that's certain. I'm gonna say it might make him even worse as far as being in a big market. He might pump his head up. We don't know where he'll go with that. So Milwaukee, it's nothing to do there. That's where he need to be. He need to be somewhere where it ain't nothing but basketball. That's all you can do. They don't even listen to NBA YoungBoy in Milwaukee. I promise you, they don't. He needs to go there,
Listen to young boy.
and he needs to be underneath a guy that he has to look up to. He's definitely hands down looking up to Giannis. He knows he's higher in the pecking order than him, and that would kind of humble him, as I expect. I hope it would kind of humble him in a sense, and maybe he could focus more on the court. But we really don't know with Ja. He's still a young player. I'm not writing him off. He still has time to turn it around, but it's in his control. He has to make that move and make the necessary adjustments.
Hey, Mr. KD, let me ask you a question though. I said if you was elected coach, but you could be coach, commissioner, GM. I forgot the position that Coach K used to hold for Team USA. He wasn't just the coach; he was like the ambassador, whatever position you get for the American team, Dream Team, NBA basketball. What would you do about this Wemby problem or this international invasion with Luka, Joker, SGA? Is there any stopping these guys, or we just going to accept that we're number 2?
I need clarification. What is the Wemby problem? That's what I need. What is the Wemby problem?
No. As an opponent, all these guys. The problem is, we just got to accept that we number 2? Like, I'm looking now, this looking like this the international game. They is running this right now. The top 5 players is probably foreigners. What do we do about it? Is there anything we can do about it?
No, and I don't think it's a problem. That's why I wouldn't say it's a problem.
The problem is, I'm talking about for us, meaning we can't stop it. It ain't a problem as it's quote unquote a negative. It's more of a problem that what do you do about it? Is there any stop? Basically, if you had to coach against Wemby, what would you do about it? How would you coach against Wemby? How would you coach against Luka? How would you coach against the Joker? How would you coach against SGA? What would you do against if you had the team? You had to scrap up against these guys as a coach or a GM.
It's hard to pick a solution when you're putting them all in one group because they're all different levels of players. Like as far as Wemby,
you can go down one by one.
Yeah, there's no answer for Wemby. You just gotta hope. What you would do would you would focus on the guys around him. Like certain players to a level, you let them get theirs. You just don't need any other random step ups to have a stellar game that really puts you at a disadvantage. So for Wemby, I would be focusing Wemby, Jokic, Luka, maybe to a lesser extent. I'll be focused on the other guys. Now, as far as Shai, gonna get his. I'm letting you know that now. The way he plays, Shai's gonna get his. So really, you have to accept that and just hope you have somebody on the other end that can combat it. But I don't look at that as a problem. Man. I don't. I think the game is at a good place.
See, when I say problem, I'm speaking for as if you are the coach of the other team. Like that boy's a problem. What you gonna do about that problem? That's why it's an invasion. It's a problem. It's bad. The problem is you got to try to stop this. What you gonna do about it? You just gonna accept that y'all gonna lose? Because right now they running the league. I think Luka averaging 40-something points right now. I'm just to pick one. Like this is their league. What you gonna do against them?
And it's been that way. That's what I'm trying to. It's been that way. And realistically speaking, it's that's why we spoke a couple episodes back where the talent is across the league right now. If we're going off your terminology, there's a problem on almost every dang team in the league right now. To lesser extents, we could talk about Trae Young is a problem to an extent. Paolo is a problem to an extent. And those are on the lower end of the spectrums. Then we go to an Ant Edwards, who's a problem. John Morant still is posted as a problem.
He's a
we talk about Tyrese Maxey. Tyrese Maxey, yeah. Tyrese Maxey still has a problem. We have guys.
But no, I'm speaking about the international problem. What I'm saying is, I know we got players, but right now, what would you do to try to slow these international players down if you had to coach against them?
You can't slow them down. It's not. You're not trying to slow them down. We just have to accept who they are. These are superstar Hall of Fame level players. And that's been throughout the years of the game. Now we're switching from American to foreign, I understand, but we hold them to the same level of talent and expertise. Certain guys are not going to be stopped. You have to find your ways to work around that. And that's with the guys you name, that's what we're talking about. Now, I wouldn't put Wemby as top 5. Are you putting Wemby top 5?
Top 5 foreigners?
Right now,
No, he said top 5 in the league.
I was saying that maybe the top 5 players are all international. If he ain't real still, he may not be top 5 because he quote unquote ain't put the work in yet. He don't have the resume. But if we was picking if we were doing a draft with everybody in the NBA right now, he going number 1 and number 2. I believe the first 4 draft picks would be all foreigners in particular. That's what I'm saying. If we were doing a draft right now, it would be probably Wemby, Giannis, Luka, Jokic, SGA. That'd probably be your first 5 draft picks.
Well, yeah, but that's a different argument because in that case, Wemby's age would work for him. He's the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not talking about age. I'm talking about just skills and talent. Like, basically what I'm saying is he might be one of the 5 best players right now. Even though you don't put him on the list because you might put him at 6 or 7. You might keep your KD in there or somebody like that. But give me your 5 and tell me who is over top of him.
Jokic, Shea, Giannis, Luka, Steph.
Are we talking foreign born or are we just talking about NBA players?
He's saying NBA. He's saying NBA.
Oh, well, okay. Yeah.
And I can respect that. That's a respectable 5. But as of right now, is Steph better than him?
I would say yeah.
I don't know. And I can respect it, but that's my point. And so would I put him at 6?
Don't get lost 7? In the moment, baby.
Huh?
Don't get lost in the moment.
No, I'm saying I might put him
Steph
at 6.
Curry.
You say what?
He is still Steph Curry. Don't get lost in the moment. You like this new toy. Don't get caught up in that.
I'm just saying, right now, I can give Steph Curry the nod. I can give him the OG nod, but right there now, who else you got? I might put him over Kevin. Just because his defensive prowess. I ain't gonna to you.
Just because he injured right now.
Since Kevin Durant left the Warriors, he have basically given up on defense. Like his defense is almost atrocious. He do not play D. He do not play consistent D.
Yes,
he do not. No, he do not. The best you can get is some weak side block, but he do not consistently play D.
And just because my man is injured right now, we're not forgetting him either.
Who? Oh, nah. We talking about people that clocked their minutes this year. We ain't talking about semi-retired. I don't even know if he's going to be here this year. But with that being said, we're going to get to the next topic. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. Amari. This is our injury/trade report. So, Jaden Daniels, injured again. Is he the next RG3? And the running
stop you there. We're not going to do the RG3. We're not going to do the RG3 thing.
It's messed up.
I get it. It's honestly history repeating itself. Head coach, you're down 31 and your head coach still leaving you in. It's literally history repeating itself, but we're not gonna do the RG3 thing. We're not gonna do it.
Hey, look, Mr. KD. When I seen it, you know who I really thought of? And it wasn't RG3 and it wasn't even football. You know who I really thought of when I seen this injury?
I ain't see it.
Derrick Rose. That's what I thought about. Hand somebody up in a meaningless game and their career may be forever altered behind this decision. Sometimes as a coach, you got to save these players from themselves. I don't care that they was on the goal line and that. But let me get into the rest of the questions, and then I'm gonna let Mr. Amari go. Hampton, is he ever coming back? Because I got him on fantasy football, and every week they say he's supposed to come back. Never see him. Hutchinson, he got a new deal. Is he all the way back from last year's season-ending injury? And also, Scary Terry, he got his money. Was it worth it now that we see consistently injured? And if you got any update about CJ Stroud, Mr. Amari, you go ahead with that. And also, we're going to get to, on the last part of the question, all the trades that happened, any trade that you wanted to see happen. And this is on you, Mr. Amari.
I mean, it's fine. This is what I do. As far as Amari Hampton, he's not coming back until after their week 12 bye. I don't even know what made you think that he was about to pop back soon. So that's not happening. Nah, he not popping back out until they week 12 bye. So and even then, it just who knows what that timetable gonna be. Um, I told y'all about Terry McLaurin. Told y'all about paying these 30-year-old players all this money. And look at him. Man came played probably like 12 snaps in one game and re-aggravated his injury and ain't played all year for real. So wasted money there. I mean, I get it. Terry is very consistent, and you do need to lock up Jaden Daniels, his number one option at that point. But their whole season is derailed from Terry to Jaden Daniels injuries. Bound to be another top 10 selection for the Commanders. To touch on Aiden Hutchinson, to come back from such a gruesome injury last year, to still put up 7 sacks so far this year before they gave you your money. I think it was well worth it. The man still has more career interceptions than Sauce Gardner, who's arguably one of the top corners paid. Yes,
Hey.
yes, KD. Yes, he does. Has more career interceptions than
Oh,
Sauce
I'm
Gardner.
saying, why that shot? Why the shot?
I'm just putting out reasons why he got his money. Um, he's that high level of a player for Detroit, and that high level of a player, and how that high level of an edge rusher, in my opinion. So I would say
Top three.
even more so, the Detroit Lions have managed to pay Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Aiden Hutchinson, Panay Sewell, Jamison Williams, Aleem McNeil, Taylor Decker, Kirby Joseph, all in one offseason. That is how you manage your team, Dallas. That is all. Good job to Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell on keeping their team intact. But actually, yeah, I'm Katie. You got anything to say about that before I'm really about to ramble off these trade news because, like you said, it was a busy day.
Let me just patch up some things. Terry McLaurin only missed 3 games coming into this season. Let's not throw him on the injury prone table like that.
He's missed. Wait, we in week 9 or week 10 coming up? Have they went on by yet? Because I'm pretty sure he's only played one game this year.
Yeah, he's missed. He's up to 5 missed games this year. And
He
if he
sounds
misses the
like
next,
8-5 once I give you your money is crazy.
if he misses this coming up one, it's gonna be 6, and they're expecting him to miss this one. So,
Man
but my
signed that
thing
he
is,
signed that contract and his leg instantly got tight.
but what we gotta pay attention to is he held out. So sometimes that hurdle hurts you. You should have gave me my money when I needed it, or when I when I asked for it, and maybe these injuries wouldn't hit. That's a whole nother
See,
argument.
I know I'm supposed to be talking to this camera, but see, I wish I had my little camera right here so I could tell you that. Didn't I tell him this beforehand? When the players going into the next season, it's like, oh, he at this time you could have traded him and
No,
got
you didn't
somebody
pay
else.
that man. You should have paid him so that he would have been there in training camp. He would have been there in mini camps, and it wouldn't have been none of this bull crap leading into the season. And hopefully, he would have came in healthier and more in better shape. I feel like
I
he
feel like you
came
should
in
keep
loose.
yourself in better shape if you're gonna be an NFL talent. You
Yeah,
shouldn't have to be in the facility to know to take care of yourself.
well, it's different from being in shape and football shape. We know that's different.
You've been a football player for how many years before that?
But you got to be out there. You got to be out there, and he wasn't out there. Can't replicate football shape. You got to be out there. But that was
I
it.
guess.
Everything else you hit on, I'm right there with. Jaden Daniels, they said it doesn't look like it'll be season ended. Marion Hampton, like you said, after the bye has always been the projected. Uh, even though his week 10,
Nah.
the IR
You,
week 10 is
yeah.
when his IR ability is uh, open. But they
Yeah.
always said after the bye. Well, Harbaugh has been pretty transparent, saying after the bye is the most likely spot we'll see him. But yeah, that's it. Hutchinson he's Aiden Hutchinson. No
Yeah.
missteps.
I mean, man had half a leg last year, and he definitely showing that he got both of them back this year. But
Hold on, Mr. Marvin. Let me ask you. Did you get any update about CJ Stroud? Because do you first? I don't know if you seen the hit. Did you think it was a dirty hit that gave him a concussion? And did you have any updates about CJ Stroud?
I don't have any updates about CJ Stroud as I didn't even actually see the hit. Miss KD, did you see the hit?
Yeah, it was one of those ones that it got to be a fight after.
Ooh,
Yeah, he was sliding, giving himself up, and dude dove at him, cleaned his clock. We see that, but yeah, I think it was dirty.
it's on you.
Yeah, I definitely seen that hit live action. When I caught it, I knew it was going to be a fight afterwards. It was one of those ones where he slid and he gave himself up. Defender took that low shot. We see it pretty often, and it usually ends up in a fight with one of the linemen protecting their guys. So yeah, that's the typical happen. But I do think it was dirty.
As a, yeah, I didn't really get the chance to see it, but prayers up to CJ Stroud. Hopefully this doesn't
Doesn't matter.
sideline him for too long. I mean, I say I
Yeah.
don't. I'm pretty sure he'll be back, barring positive concussion results. Hopefully he's good.
He
But
definitely
to
he pulled a Tua though. But dang, I ain't supposed to take that shot at Tua.
you now that was a bad shot.
Yeah, I ain't mean that one. I take that back. But he was asleep on the field. But I ain't mean that shot.
But to get into well, actually to an injury update that will lead into my trade report. Joe Alt, left tackle for the Los Angeles Chargers, out for the season.
Just came back off the
Which,
injury last
yeah,
week.
just came back off of the ankle that he re-aggravated, which is now sidelining him for the season, which led to the Los Angeles Chargers trading for Trevor Penning from the New Orleans Saints. They're needing tackle help, being that they lost both of their franchise tackles, one before the season and now all in this last game. Jacoby Myers going to Jacksonville in an attempt to revive the passing attack, which Brian Robinson has slowly fallen out of cahoots with amid the missed the Travis Hunter injury as well. Joe Tryon Shoyinka to Chicago to give them some much needed edge help.
Yeah, tell them
He's
people what
le-
they want to hear, man.
I say he's leaving Cleveland to, like I said, to give Chicago some much needed edge help, and I'm pretty sure he's even more so to get happy to get out of Cleveland. Uh, some of our bigger ones, our
Tell
bigger
them.
trades.
Tell
Uh,
people what they want to hear.
Quentin Williams to Dallas. It's nice to see Dallas actually
Make a
doing
move,
something during this
Jerry.
time. I said,
Make a move,
Jeremy,
Jerry.
and this wasn't even the first one because he started out at 6 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, I hit you with a jab.
Logan, yeah,
That was a jab,
yeah, he did. He hit you with the
and I
jab.
came with that hook. Yeah,
So a double pairing for Dallas. They get Quentin Williams from the New York Jets, as well as bagging Logan Wilson from the Cincinnati Bengals.
yeah.
Um,
Shout out Logan Wilson.
yeah, shout out Logan Wilson getting a new spot. He fell out of favor in the
I don't know
Cincinnati
why.
defensive scheme, but now he's about to hopefully shine in this Dallas defense. Another double whammy for the New York Jets. Sauce Gardner to Indianapolis, but this comes
Shocking.
in this. Yeah, it's a shocker of a trade, but it actually comes at a good price. I would say. You get 2 first-round picks, and
Sure.
you get some much needed receiver help in Adonai Mitchell, young receiver. So with his ability to stretch the field, that'll very much aid this lackluster offense. Hopefully, and to some trades that kind of that have happened already. I feel like we've touched on Jalen Phillips to Philadelphia being one. Kyle Duggar to Pittsburgh. I already mentioned Logan Wilson to Dallas. Draymond Jones to Baltimore.
It's a good pickup.
I say it was a good pickup, being that they did earlier in the season trade edge Odafe Owe to the Los Angeles Chargers. So you get some much needed edge help. Rashid Shaheed being traded to Seattle as another weapon to that Seattle passing attack, along with Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Cup, Torrey Horton Jr., and, and now, like I said, Rashid Shaheed, a much needed speedster
I
to
was
that
about to say
offense.
they needed some speed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so now, I mean, aside from JSN's elite route running ability to be able to take the top off, now you add Rashid Shaheed's speed to ultimately just blaze and take the top off the defense even more so. Then in the trade for Quentin Williams, the New York Jets also acquired defensive tackle Mozzie Smith And they've also received wide receiver John Mechie in regards to a trade that they also had in place with Philadelphia for Michael Carter II. Roger McCreary from the Tennessee Titans moved to the Los Angeles Rams. Jair Alexander moved to Philly. I don't know much of a move that'll be, besides from him possibly getting an interception in the NFC Championship. Keon White moved from New England to San Fran. He fell out of, I would say, he fell out of favor with the new coaching staff, as well as Kyle Duggar, both ultimately just falling out of favor with the coaching staff, and then the coaching staff ultimately deciding to move on. Trades that kind of happened beforehand. Greg Newsome and Tyson Campbell, cornerback swap. Greg Newsome ultimately heading to Jacksonville. Tyson Campbell heading to Cleveland. I believe, both have played at least 2 or 3 games for their respective franchises up to now. And Aloy Gilman, free safety from the Los Angeles Chargers, being traded to Baltimore. I believe that is all I have for the true trade deadline.
Very active today. Very active.
It was very active. I can say not so much for some of the teams that I did expect. I can't say I expected. I expected the Jets to be even more sellers than, and
What you want them to sell? You want them to sell the logo? They gave you the 2 best players.
I mean, hey, you got 2 more that you could have gave up if you really wanted to load up. But I mean,
Breece Hall
wanted to go, but the Chiefs ultimately did offer for Breece Hall, but the Jets were looking for a 3rd round pick, where the Chiefs only offered a 4th round pick, so they weren't willing to let Breece go for that. Although a lot of people were expecting Garrett Wilson to be another trade candidate, Garrett Wilson has said on record that he wants to be a New York Jet, so I don't think that's really the case. I did expect for Cincinnati to be more of defensive buyers, but not more so the case. Although I did expect for Trey Hendrickson to be moved. He was not. He was unfortunately not moved.
No, he won't go nowhere. I told you that before the season started.
That's due to the asking price of what Cincinnati's asking price was a 1st round pick. It's not happening. The Denver Broncos did, however, reach out to the Miami Dolphins in regards to Jalen Waddle. Again, asking price just too high. So Jalen Waddle was not moved, as well as Bradley Chubb unmoved, being that the asking price was too high. But I do think in this upcoming offseason, these are some players that could potentially really be moved. Another big name move that I didn't have this for the trade deadline, but potentially in the future for this offseason, QB move, Kyler Murray.
Hey man, I'm starting to think you got something personal against him.
I don't have nothing personal against a 5'8" quarterback.
See, that sound personal. That just sounds.
It's not. It's. I mean, personally, I was all willing when Pittsburgh was talking about, they was going to trade for Kyler. Oh, we needed a quarterback. I was with it.
I needed y'all to go get Kyler Murray, please.
Why? So he can not see over my O-line and hit my offensive lineman in the back of the head with footballs? No, fine.
Exactly.
Fine. I don't want to give your defense no free plays.
Oh, what defense?
My point exactly. He playing defense for y'all at that point.
We need help. But, man, let's trim the fat. We got a lot going on the trade deadline. Let's talk about what we need to talk about. Sauce Gardner to the Indianapolis Colts. What does that do for the trajectory of the Colts right now?
As long as he doesn't get, like I was telling IT earlier, more pass interference calls than picks, they should be fine.
This is new life.
Same penalties, same rules.
I'm going from a one-win team. No. I'm going from a one-win team.
Sauce.
I ain't got a problem with that. The physicality is not what I have a problem with. I just need to see the guy that I saw rookie year and half for sophomore year.
He was still handsy. They just
that's what I'm saying. I don't want to take away the handsy. That's how he plays.
I mean, yeah, you gotta admire the fact that, like you said, he's not scared to get physical. But when that physicality starts to lead into 3 pass interference calls a game, can't have that.
Man, I love that pick. I love that trade for both teams.
I
Like you said,
love
the
the
Jets getting
trade for
Lou.
both teams.
But with the Colts, maybe it's just because I want Lou Anarumo to succeed too. But for the Colts defense right now to pick up a level of quarterback with the potential that Sauce, since you don't want to guarantee it, I'll use the P word. With the potential of what Sauce Gardner can bring to that defense, man,
I
Daniel
mean,
Jones,
the
Daniel
that
Jones, Daniel Jones.
potential of that defensive back room with Cam Bynum, Charvarius Ward, Kenny Moore, and Sauce, you allow Kenny Moore to play in the nickel where he is the best at, and you have 2 long, lengthy corners on the outside.
I got DeForest
It's
Buckner up there to shorten your coverage time.
yeah,
Daniel Jones,
DeForest
Daniel
Buckner.
Jones, Daniel Jones.
Like,
It's on you, boy. Like, just don't mess this up. And I have them as a serious contender, but it's on Daniel Jones' back, and
Hey,
he's too big of a
Miss
value.
Katie, let me ask you this question: Is that your trade of the year right now? Meaning, for
Heck
the trade
yeah,
deadline, that's your trade of the year, the coach trade. And
heck
also,
yeah.
if you was a GM, what trade would you make for your team and any other team you could have made? If you could be the GM on any other team, including your own, what trade would you have liked to see made today?
I
And
don't have
on
no
Mr.
specifics.
Marvin, same question.
I don't have no specifics for that answer. I'll leave that to Amari, but I do have a perspective on the first part of the question. That Sauce Gardner trade. One, the fact that it came out of nowhere, um, is it heightens the value of it. Two, the fact that both sides feel like they won, that heightens the value of it. But just to have that level of player, because I still think Sauce Gardner is a top 5 corner or has the potential to be a top 5 corner in this league. If to have him put on a defense with such uh, scheme, structure, and talent around him, with the opportunity to really win, man, the Colts were aggressive. They hit on it. They didn't make a move just to make a move. They made a move that they feel, and I feel honestly, improves that defense and improves that team's trajectory. Um, man, big trade. When I first read it, I thought it was a joke. I had to double take and really look into it to see if it was real or not. But because I did not see the Jets trading Sauce Gardner. There was a lot of names like Amari touched on that came up across the board. But Sauce Gardner, maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong. I never saw Sauce Gardner as being
I
available.
so I'd never seen Sauce Gardner being available, being that they just paid him.
Yeah,
But
it's
earlier in the season, he did get benched. So, I mean, maybe again, like I was saying for some of the other trade candidates, maybe he just fell out of favor with the coaching staff. Aaron Glenn being a former corner, maybe Sauce didn't show him the things that he wanted to see as as a corner.
well,
So
he's going to show Lou Anarumo now.
yeah, he decided to eventually move on. But I do have uh, a question. Do you think Sauce Gardner's impact on the Colts will be the same as the impact that Micah has on the Packers? Being that they did go for the same, ultimately the same price, 2 first-round picks and a player.
Impact, maybe no, because a pass rusher has a little higher impact. Because really, what we want Sauce Gardner to do, we want him to go to Indianapolis, and we don't hear nothing else about him because he plays the quarterback position where you're quiet. When it's quiet, that's good. We don't want to see you in no highlights. We don't want to hear you being, like you said, penalized. So if you're quiet, that's good. That means you're holding down one side of the field. So impact, yeah, I'll slide Michael with heavier impact being that what he can do as a pass rusher, but not impact, but value and what's the perfect word that I'm trying to bring up? Just what he's going to bring or what he has the opportunity to be for that Colts defense that's already stacked. It's just a tremendous addition this late in the season. You don't see guys that level. Sauce Gardner still is probably the top 3 player on that roster. With the penalties, with the falling out of favor, whatever you want to count it as. On that roster, he's still a top 3 player on the Jets roster. So for them to trade a guy like that mid-season, to a contender, in the same conference.
AFC, I would say,
Yeah,
into another AFC
you don't see
contender.
that happening, man. So it's just it shocked me, and then maybe I'm stuck on the shock value, but I do think that's a tremendous pickup for the Colts as well, though.
All right. We're gonna get to the next topic, and I'm gonna let Amari set the topic up. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
All right, guys. IT, I'm gonna need your help for this one because KD can't do this alone, really. This is my Keep 3 Cut 5 running backs edition. We're doing current running backs this week. I'm pretty sure y'all hear more about this segment going forward. But ultimately, I'm gonna list off. I have 8 running backs right here on my sheet, and I'm gonna give you a name, and you got the choice to either keep a running back or cut him. Yeah, I mean, I got a pen right here to write it down for you to tell you who you kept and who you don't. But you ready to start? Remember, you can only keep 3.
New segment alert.
All righty. All right. So I'm just throw a little curveball in here. I'm gonna start out. Breece Hall.
Oh, so I gotta go one by one, and it's keep or what? What are we doing? Keep or who?
Keep 3, cut 5.
And I gotta pick them one by one. Gosh, and I don't know where you're going with this. I'm gonna keep Breece. We starting the segment. I'm gonna keep Breece.
All right. Are we doing it as a team or are we doing it independent?
Independent.
Oh, cut.
DeAndre Swift.
Cut. I can only keep
Barkley.
3, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can only keep 3.
Yep.
Oh, so
you already kept Breece.
Yeah, I'm keeping Saquon.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't got no choice.
Josh Jacobs.
Oh my gosh, man! I only can keep 3. See, we can't do this one by one.
He's like, KD, you ruined from the first one.
Yeah, because I'm being optimistic with Breece. What you got, IT? I'll let you go first while I'm thinking.
I'm gonna keep him.
I'm gonna cut him. I really don't want to, but I'm at the position where I have to, so I'm gonna cut
Derrick
him.
Henry.
Yeah, I figured that name was coming, but I'm gonna cut him.
Cut.
I think there's one name coming up that I have to keep. Who you got, McCaffrey?
Same thing too, Mr. KD.
Christian McCaffrey.
But you got 2 keeps left. I only got 1.
No, I only got 1. I got
both of y'all got 1.
Who you kept?
Josh Jacobs.
Oh, you kept
and
Saquon. You kept Josh Jacobs. And that ain't the name I was talking about. The name you just said. So now I'm really stuck again. Like,
yeah, I know it's one name out there, and if
watch you don't even say him. That's my thing. And then we're gonna be
because I ain't heard that name yet. It's one name I'm looking for.
I'm starting.
I'm gonna hold out for that name. So I'm gonna cut. See,
I'm starting to like this. I got y'all boys on y'all heels. I like this. I'm gonna cut.
Bijan
Robinson.
I wasn't even ready for that name. Dang.
I'm liking it. I'm liking this.
Fuck it. I gotta keep him. I gotta keep him. He probably do. Yeah, I got it. I gotta keep him. I'm gonna keep him.
Ati?
Cut, because there's only one person left out there. It's one person cut.
He better not say him.
Jonathan Taylor.
God dang.
This wasn't the name I'm looking for, but I got to go keep because he lead the league in rushing, so I got to keep him.
That was the name he was looking for. Who was it? Who was their name?
James Cook.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was looking for.
I would have cut James Cook. Jonathan Taylor was the name I was waiting for. So can I make an adjustment? Hey, Breece got to go. Put JT in there. Breece got to go.
You got any more names?
I can live with JT.
I got Jahmyr Gibbs and James Cook.
Hold up, that's more than 8.
No, those are the last 2 that I had.
That's more than 8 though.
Oh no, that's why I only listed 8. I wrote 10, but I only gave y'all 8.
I'm about to say you making it. You make, well then,
yeah, I was waiting on.
I can keep 5, cut 5. So I get to keep JT. Who else I get to keep? Gibbs can get cut, and whoever else you said I'll keep.
So you're gonna keep DeAndre Swift?
No.
Bijan was the hard one to pass on.
Yeah, I had to keep Bijan. He was hard for me too because I was looking for Jonathan Taylor name.
Starting off with keeping Breece was.
Yeah, I might have started on the wrong foot. I like Breece Hall though. I do.
Yeah,
I like Breece Hall.
I was gonna ask you what you see in him. I mean, if I got only 3 running backs to pick, he's not gonna be one of them.
Because no disrespect to Brees Hall after I just gave him praise. If Brees Hall your first one, I'm thinking we staying in that Brees Hall box. I didn't think we was bringing in the big dogs. So that's why when he said Brees Hall and DeAndre Swift, I was like, okay, I did good. But then he went Saquon, and I'm like, oh, well, I might have screwed up.
No disrespect to Brees Hall, but once he said his name, I knew it was only going up from there. It was.
I don't think DeAndre Swift is up. Just to make one point,
I think that's definitely a plane, and then it went up.
Yeah, then it went hella up.
Yeah, I was
saying that one. Let's do it again. I bet you I get it right this time.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have more episodes and more. We're gonna do that next episode. We're gonna have more of that. But
hold on, wait a minute. We can't just leave it. This is our first time doing this segment. We can't just leave. We usually stay on our segment for 2 hours. Why did you? What made you cut Derrick Henry, man? You're a Derrick Henry fan.
Yeah,
I was holding out for James Cook.
You think James Cook better than Derrick Henry?
Right now this season, I'm two things. A, my Buffalo bias. That's the first thing. Secondly, right now, he's more of a dual threat, so I'm gonna take Cook in today's NFL. And the Ravens he had fumbling problems. He haven't been having the best year this season. So since it was a current this season edition, if it was going historic, it would have been a clean sweep, Derrick Henry. It wouldn't have been a competition, nothing to talk about.
No, even more so, IT. I got a bigger question for you. Why'd you cut Christian McCaffrey and keep Saquon? If we're talking about this season.
Oh, we're talking about this season?
Yeah. Once again, I was pushing for James Cook. I ain't gonna lie to you. Once I got my second one in, it was gonna be Cook or nothing. I only got the last person because he was the last person, but I was looking for Cook the whole time, and it was Jonathan. So those two factors. You said what now?
You cut Bijan Robinson waiting for James Cook,
and
now, I know you're not about to say James Cook better than Bijan Robinson.
Nah, that was the Buffalo bias kicking in. I told you I was fishing. I was waiting for Cook. It was gonna be Cook.
At least you being honest.
At least you being honest. Dude.
You cut Jonathan Taylor too, didn't you?
Nah, he kept him.
Oh yeah,
he was the
James Cook won't mention right. Shout out Brees Hall, man. I got you.
Truth be told, I thought James Cook was the person you was waiting on too. I didn't know it was Jonathan Taylor.
Nah, I'm waiting on Jonathan Taylor. That's the guy right now.
So Jonathan Taylor over Derrick Henry.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor, the best running back. If we talk about this season.
Yeah, see, that's about this season. Yeah. But also, whenever you're ready, we can get into the next topic because that's on you, Mr. KD, when you're ready.
I just wanted to make sure the people knew that you didn't honestly believe Bijan Robinson was worse than James Cook.
Nobody believes that. If everything James Cook can do, Bijan basically can do a touch better. He's a little stronger, might be a little faster, a little better. He's just a touch better. Yeah, like so it would be crazy. But with that being said, I'm a Buffalo Bills fan, so if I got a chance to if I got to argue that one of my players is in the top 5 and we talking top 3, I'm gonna argue for him being in the top 3, even if you don't deserve it. Yes, I will.
And I was about to say that it ain't like you being super far fetched because James Cook isn't that argument. If you talk about
he's having a great season,
success and talent and statistics, he is in the argument. So it's not like you just thought. It's not like I'm not even gonna take this shot at my guy. So no, I'm gonna just leave it where it's at. We on to the next one.
This your question, yeah.
We on to the next one. Well, this ain't even my question. I'm not gonna take it. If I saw it on social media and I ran with it because it sparked my interest. But we want to know. We picked 4 quarterbacks, or this graphic that I found. I wish we could have put it up. This graphic that I found has separated quarterbacks into 4 different decades. And they've chosen 4 quarterbacks from each decade. So for the 90s, we got Brett Favre, John Elway, Steve Young, and Troy Aikman. For the 2000s, we got Brady, Peyton, Drew Brees, and Big Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know how he made that cut. I'll leave it there. Hey. For the 2010 decade, we got A-Rod, Andrew Luck, Matthew Stafford, and Matt Ryan. And then for the 2020s, we have Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar, and Joe Burrow, of course. We have to pick the best decade of quarterback play, of course, using the guys that we have selected for this said topic. like I said, it's not all mine. I saw this graphic, it sparked my interest. I thought we'd bring it to this platform. IT, I want to start with the elder of the group because I feel like you're gonna have some ish with you. So, IT, where we at?
Well, I'm gonna start here. I ain't gonna pick mine yet. I'm gonna let Amari and then you go before I really pick mine. So I'm gonna start here. The 2010s got the worst decade as far as the ones that they chose. This is the worst, obviously. Aaron Rodgers, 1 ring. Andrew Luck, no ring. Matthew Stafford, 1 ring, and he got that late in the 2020s or 19, whatever year it was. And Matt Ryan, no rings. So to me, even though I know the 2020s, only Patrick Mahomes have a ring, he got multiple rings. That's A. So by his stuff, he have more rings than Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford put together. So that's more than enough. And also, it's only 5 years into the 2020s. So all the other quarterbacks have a chance to get a ring. Everybody else that's in the 2010s have already been done playing, or they're on their last leg, figuratively, Matthew Stafford and Aaron Rodgers. So with that being said, I'm going to just throw that out there first. The 2010s got the worst quarterback regime out of all of them. But I want to hear what you got to say first, Mr. Amari.
Hey, I'm going last, IT. The moderator goes last, man. I want to scoop up the leftovers. What you got, Amari?
Nah, I mean, athletically, I would say the 2020s is definitely the best as far as just being athletes. You talking about Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson. None of these other quarterbacks are replicating, or at least from whom they chose, are replicating any of the gameplay that those three have done so far this season. But being the most accomplished, being whom everybody labels as the GOAT, being the quarterback that everybody attempts or tries to be. I mean, no, I don't disagree.
I'm just making sure.
But I just think carrying the most hardware on this paperwork or in this era, the 2000s quarterbacks is the best regime.
Yeah, and they got your guy too, right? That's just ironic, right?
I mean, it's just a little bit. I mean, you talking about the 2010s got my guy too. I mean, he's my guy.
He's the guy now.
He took one from me, but hey, if he can bring one, I mean, it'll all be good.
So you going 2000s?
Yeah.
They do have 11 rings. Of course, they're heavily screwed by having Brady with 7. But yeah, Peyton had 2. That is the only one. Nope, I lied. Never mind. But yeah, 7, 2, 1, and 1. Can't argue with the rings, but we can't just leave it at the rings, man. More got to go into it.
I mean, what you want to go to? I mean, the all-time leader in passing yards, the all-time. Most Super Bowls by. I mean, what MVPs? I mean, Aaron Rodgers got those. I mean, he got 4. Brady got 3.
Yeah, I'm about to say
Mahomes got 3. But Mahomes got 2, 3. Well, he got 3. I know he got 3 rings. Mahomes, he got 2.
If we go MVPs, then Lamar got 2.
Lamar got 2. Josh Allen got 1. Mahomes got 2.
I think. Yeah.
I'll say only one in that list with rings is Mahomes, and he got 3.
I thought you about to say the only guy the MVP is Joe. I about to say you ain't got
to. I wasn't gonna do him like that. I say you go into the 2010s. Like I said, Aaron Rodgers got 4 MVPs. He got 1 Super Bowl. Andrew Luck, Rookie of the Year. Move on. Matt Stafford, 1 ring later in his career. Matt Ryan, 1 Super Bowl appearance.
So I'm gonna start here. Like I said, 2010s got the worst one, and realistically, I can call the 2010 bracket the underachievers. Aaron Rodgers underachieved. Andrew Luck underachieved. He left the game early. Matthew Stafford, for all the arm talent he has, he underachieved. And Matt Ryan, he might be the closest to achieving his full potential, which is an MVP with no Super Bowl rings. So they definitely at the bottom. Then we're going to go to the 2020s. They're going to come in 3rd place, because they haven't done enough. Outside of Patrick Mahomes, nobody else have a ring. And that's going to be pivotal when you go in against the 2000s and the 1990s, where all the quarterbacks on those tiers have rings. So with that being said, having MVPs and all that, that's cool. Lamar got 2, Josh got some, Patrick. That's all fine and dandy. But only one person, which is Patrick Mahomes, won the ring. And it's also, like I said, a little unfair to compare 5 years to a 10-year dominance. So
How many rings you crediting Steve Young to? Just to be
I credit him with the 1, even though I know he got more than 1.
Okay.
Even though I know he got more than 1. The reason I credit him with 1 because the other one he was a bench rider. Basically, he was the
other 2.
You said what?
He has 3 total, so the other 2 he was a bench rider.
Yeah. That was Joe Montana rings. So with that being said, I give him really 1. So that pit 10s at the bottom, 20s at third. Now this was things get a little tricky for me. I feel like the Niners don't got the respect on it because it's somebody missing there. A list ain't complete without Dan Marino if we're talking the 90s quarterbacks. So that alone just knocked them down. But I see what they did there because he doesn't have any rings and everybody in the 90s had rings on.
I just wanted to see where he was going with this. That's all I'm waiting.
Yeah.
You can't bring up rings and then bring up Dan Marino. Go ahead. My fault.
So nah. That's and for that reason alone. And then also me and Amari was talking earlier. That means the 90s and the third, which means I'm gonna go with the 20s. We can take every other name off the 2000s. Tom Brady had rings in the 2000s, 2010s, and the 2020s. Case closed.
Ran through 3 decades of dominance, 3 Hall of Fame careers.
That's why he.
And I'm a Buffalo Bills fan. I lived through it all. I got the war rooms to prove it.
He got abused for 20 years before he decided to move.
Who he is. That's why when you said that some people call him the GOAT, I was like, hold on. Some people. I firmly believe
IT don't call him the GOAT. IT called Dan Marino the GOAT.
I was about to say that dude ain't got no rings.
So I mean, that's why I said some people. It wasn't a shot to Tom Brady. It wasn't even to throw it at myself. I just didn't want to throw my man's under the bus.
Oh, it was one of those.
You ain't supposed to love your abuser.
You put the silence on. You ain't want to know. You didn't want him to know he was hit.
Yeah, but I do want to give IT his credit because I definitely forgot Matt Ryan won an MVP. One of the most forgotten ones, but in my opinion. But okay, so we all agree 2000s.
Yeah.
All right. I was hoping.
You got the GOAT, so it's hard for me. It's hard to go against. We talking about decades that got 2 rings and 3 rings. This man has 7, and then we credit the 90s. The 90s
I feel
for
like
what?
Andrew Luck being in the 2010s kind of made it bad because it's like, I mean, granted, Andrew Luck was one of the quarterbacks during that time. It's just like you could have put a Cam Newton there. Cam Newton, he won an MVP.
Nah, not over. Nah, not when we talking about quarterbacks. Nah.
Hey, you talking about? I mean, I don't know what. I'm gonna say I feel like Cam Newton in the 2010s, 2015, that was the season.
And then what? 2010s is 10 years.
What did Andrew Luck do? Andrew Luck was out the league by then.
Andrew Luck, everyone knows Andrew Luck was only
You're giving him a projection when Cam Newton had a career then. I feel like at that point, we need to get something that matters.
Dang, you got me cursing. Even when Cam had his year, he still wasn't the best quarterback in the league. We still had guys like Andrew Luck above him. Don't let that one little MVP. Who didn't?
In 2015, you didn't.
I'm not. Man, this is gonna make me feel like I'm taking shots at Cam. IT know what I'm trying to say.
Right now, you kind of listing Cam Newton.
IT know what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying. When we talk about quarterback position, I cannot put Cam there for a decade.
Are you saying his arm talent was not good enough to transcend for a decade?
I ain't said you said it.
That's what it sounds like you saying. You're not giving the quarterback his. You're not giving the quarterback his due.
You said it.
That's what it sounds like you're saying. Because like I said, 2010, Cam Newton was that guy. That 2010 to 20. Well, I mean, I can't say 2018. It kind of downfell after that, but 2015 was his year. He won an MVP. But you got a man that won Offensive Rookie of the Year, and this
is a decade.
I want to. You didn't even make it 5.
Yeah, because I started outside of the 10s.
I mean, he started.
Andrew Luck, man.
Drafted
I
in
was
what?
with you in the first part.
2011?
I was right there with you when you said Andrew Luck might not have qualified for the list. That's why I opened the door for who would you put over him. I just disagreed once you said Cam. That's all it was. I'm sure we can scour through and find a name that we might agree on, but I just can't agree with Cam.
I feel like any name that we would probably agree on was in that early 2000s, and they just happened to stretch into that
like
2010s. Like you're saying, like Phillip Rivers or somebody. It's like I can't necessarily put you in that group, but I just think the 2010s. That's the time where you be like, yeah, you can say Cam Newton.
Mess around and put my.
Nobody's gonna get mad at you.
Mess around, put a Flacco in there. That man got a ring.
I wouldn't be opposed. He has a ring.
You got Eli. You can mess around and play with some names.
You have some names because of the accolades to give a tug for the question. I'm just saying, with Andrew Luck being up here, you have an offensive rookie of the year, and that's your biggest accomplishment.
I'm with you, baby. I'm not certain because, like I said, I didn't do the research, but maybe somebody is more worthy than Andrew Luck. I get what they're saying.
Andrew Luck fan.
Because when we talk about the reality, I get you. The reality of what his career was, I get you. But when we put into account the projection and what we expect, like Andrew Luck for a moment was looked at as he might be the best in the league.
He was the best thing since conversation.
We was having these conversations.
He was the best QB prospect since Peyton Manning. That's exactly what they were saying. And like you said, I mean, his play on field, his true command of that Colts offense, the actual real that he showcased. If you give him a projection, yes, he was.
You know what that really mean, though? That means we blaming the Colts. We're not blaming him. That's what really.
Actually, and then you were getting into my point. If it wasn't for Andrew Luck retiring early, the Colts O-line would not be as good as it is today. Next question. End that off right there.
Yeah, we agree with the 2000s for the dub. But hold up, I had 2020 second because I was touching on what you said as far as the capabilities of the quarterback position. But what I also said is back then they didn't require these capabilities, so we can't overweigh it. Like Brady, Breeze, and them, they were who they needed.
You started out in a run-heavy league where it was you. You just had to truly control the game. Like you had to game manage a lot more. Whereas now it's like I have to game manage while also being the star and putting the team on my back.
The crazy thing is, and I don't want to stay on this topic too long because I know we got to wrap it up. But if you look at each group of 4 quarterbacks, you can see the evolution of the game because you can see how from Brady, Manning, Breeze, Ben, the stationary quarterback, so to say. Then you jump to A-Rod, Luck, Stafford. You're like, okay, it's a little movement involved, a little athleticism involved.
Hold on. I got to cut you off. I got to because 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks. Yeah, exactly. 3 out of the 4 quarterbacks that's on the list. Steve Young can move. John Elway was everything Patrick Mahomes doing now in the 90s and the 80s. Right? So, no. The only person you can say that's a class above the rest of them is Lamar Jackson. And the only person is Michael Vick.
The 90s might be the worst.
The worst what?
I might have them at the 4th spot. They might be the bottom.
You out your mind. Hold on.
A-Rod better than all of them.
You say what?
A-Rod better than all of them.
I can give you that because I believe Aaron Rodgers is better than them because I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. And with that being said, him being better than all of them don't make up for the Matt Ryans on that list. That brings your average down. That brings your average down.
Hey, your boy was a bench rider. What about that? Let's talk. You got a bench rider up there. How did he make the cut for a whole decade?
You say who a bench rider?
You got a bench rider up there. How did he make the cut for the decade?
Who you talking about, Steve Young?
That's the only dude that was on the bench.
Yeah, but he was in the bench in the 80s. He came to play, I think he started either 91 or 92. And with that, made himself into a Hall of Fame career in 7 years. So yeah, in the '80s, in the late '80s, he wasn't playing, but he did start with the Buccaneers, but it was just a trash franchise. He got traded. He got Joe Montana out the way, a Hall of Famer, who most people say is the GOAT before Brady. So I'm saying all that to say he ain't nothing to sneeze at, and he can run.
Not at all. Not at all.
John Elway can run. Brett Favre, he can move. Only person that can say there was a statue was Troy.
The thing about I get you when you attacking the stationary word, but I won't say in the ability to run. I will say how we evolved to running quarterbacks.
You talking about the offenses?
Yeah, like the game required more of you athletically, and the guys that rose to the top was the ones that could move. And I'm not saying like okay.
No, I get your point. Before you finish that, I got to say this though. It need to be investigated what the coach did to Andrew Luck. They need to be pressed up on charges. They beat that boy all the way back to college. Like the man ain't even 40. They beat that man up. What they did to him was criminal. Like I just had to get that out. I heard y'all talking about Andrew Luck earlier. What they did to Luck, and to Amari point, if it wasn't for how bad they chewed up Andrew Luck, they wouldn't invest in. They said never again. They invested in that line because what they did to Andrew Luck, they had to pay for that. That's gonna cost them something.
But the evolution was we had guys that can run, and then you evolve to a Lamar Jackson list, a Josh Allen making the list, where these are running quarterbacks, where it ain't just they can run, they are runners, and that's a whole nother aspect of the game you got to prepare for, and which makes them even more of a problem. So I'm right there with you, but when we talk about those four guys, and I'll even keep Joe off. When we just talk about Mahomes, Josh, and Lamar, I'll take Joe off where there ain't no biasness to it. But those three guys, trajectory-wise, I don't think this argument will be that close once their careers are over.
All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into our sticky note segment, which is our closing arguments for our winners, our 6 winners, and each team. I need to start with you, Mr. Amari. Please explain your closing arguments for the 6 teams that you got winning this week. It's on you, Mr. Amari.
Actually, I'm gonna get it up to Mr. KD real quick.
Let me get it. I'm ready.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm in the ring. Thursday night football, which we always start with, or we might start with our respective teams. But my team is on a bye. Hopefully, that gives them time to fix their defense. But on to bigger points. Thursday night football, I got the Broncos over the Raiders. And Mari, how my AFC West pick looking right now?
I mean, they're looking real good right now.
Patriots over Bucks. I got that as kind of an upset. I don't know if you can really call that an upset, but to some maybe. Ravens over the Vikings. Rams over the Niners. Chargers over the Steelers. Sunday night football, prime time. That's part of me saying what I need to happen in my projections. And Eagles over the Packers for Monday night football. I think we got some primetime games this week, except for the Raiders game, maybe. But I don't know. Brock Bowers is back.
I don't know. So I need y'all to lose on bye. Whatever y'all doing, keep it up. Just don't figure it out. I got us beating the Chargers. I got us beating the Chargers with no tackles. I feel like this is going to be a big thing for this D line. You gotta get to Justin Herbert. No. Keep your pick. What you said. No, keep your pick. What you said. You said what you said. I need the Vikings to beat Baltimore. I need Brian Flores' defense to really swarm on Lamar Jackson and these lackluster pass catchers. I do got the Broncos beating the Raiders. I got the Bucks bouncing back versus the Patriots. I feel like that's more of a shocker than the Patriots beating the Bucks, to be honest. I got the Packers beating the Eagles. I feel like the Packers this is your chance. This is the game that you need to bounce back from. Losing to Carolina. Huh?
No, that was a close one. I was going back and forth with that one.
Yeah, I just feel like this is the game that the Packers really need to bounce back from. I mean, a loss to the Carolina Panthers is not something that you necessarily want to see on your schedule. But having a tough loss in losing Tucker Kraft potentially for the season. I said, who you don't know exactly what could come about, but I think this is a time for Luke Musgrave to really step up in place of Tucker Craft to truly become that another safety valve for Jordan Love, alongside with these Romeo Dobbs and Wicks, Christian Watson in his return, as well as Matthew Golden. Uh, it's only one ball that can move around. So once he gets the ball to his pass catchers, they have to make plays against this Philadelphia defense.
I think it's just a bigger game. Like Philly could make a statement for this game too, though. I think their
Yeah.
statement will be a little louder.
Their statement being, of course, having struggling in the first half of the season offensively to come back after bye and hopefully have these things click. With these new additions that they did get from trades, bringing in Jair to play alongside either Quinyon or Cooper DeJean, bringing in Jalen Phillips in place of a hurt Nolan Smith. These are big moves for their defense, whereas they didn't really lose anything offensively. Hopefully they just repaired it. But this is like you said, this is definitely a statement game for both teams.
Monday Night Football. Tune in. I might change my Sunday night game. I forgot they lost.
Nah, keep what you said.
All right, my fellow Americans, I need you to remember one thing. We ain't come to play. We out.
Go.
Vote.